I was depressed, I was fat, I was broke, and I was just constantly indifferent to the world, and I felt the world was indifferent to me. I wasn't living a good life, not by any standard, not by any measurement whatsoever. My life felt very long, it felt very tedious, it felt as if there was nothing going to happen. I looked around and I kept wondering, why wasn't anything working out for me? Why weren't the books I was writing getting published? Why wasn't people coming into my life? Why wasn't I making any money? Why wasn't I happy at all at any point? I just constantly looked at my life and I felt miserable day in and day out. All the time I felt miserable and lost, and I just kept getting fatter. At my heaviest weight, I weighed 347 pounds. My back hurt, my knees hurt, everything around me hurt. I was miserable. No matter what happened, no matter if it was a birthday party, if it was a Christmas, if I got a great gift, I was always depressed. I just couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out how to live a good life. I'd read the books. I'd heard the studies. I tried the techniques. I kept trying to do everything they said that would bring forth a good life. And yet, time and time again, it kept evading me. No matter what I did, I couldn't get the results that I wanted. And then finally, I just wanted to give up. And it was in that process that I began to look around and truly try to understand what it was that brought forth a good life. How did some people just get to live in that way that they fully engaged with the world? And that's when I discovered that my answer wasn't about trying to do all these techniques. Now, you see, it was when I gave up doing stuff. And I'm not here to offer you some Zen world of the peace, hippy dippy, oh, give up, be hedonistic, just live off the land type of crap. No. You see, I love productivity. I love the work I do. I love going out and actually getting stuff done. But I don't do things anymore. Now, I want you to listen here, because this is the problem so many people face when they're trying to be happier, healthier, wealthier, or get more love or be more loving in their lives. They think they have to do something new. They think that it's all about some sort of strategy, some technique. Oh, I'm going to get healthy when this diet plan comes in the mail. Oh, I'm going to get healthy. I'm going to start this plan here. I'm going to go to this gym here when they offer that discount. Or when it comes to wealth, well, when I buy this program, I need this program and I need this program, or I need to try this. None of the things we do seem to really work. So I want you to stop doing stuff, and I want you to listen here, and I want you to listen to the real key. The change happens. True success in the areas of happiness, health, wealth, and love in your life will come only when you start to become what it is you want. Stop doing and start being. You see, it was when I gave up trying to do happy things, and I started just trying to figure out how to be happy in myself, how to be a happy person. And I started looking around and I realized that I had all the common sense solutions in my head. Stop thinking negative thoughts. Whenever I think a negative thought, I stop myself and I try to replace it with a positive thought. All of a sudden, I stopped being so negative. And when I stopped being so negative, when I stopped trying to look at all the negative things in my life and started looking at only the positives, my life, my perspective began to change, and I started being happier. When I started to open up myself into a way in which I would express my body, where my goal became not to lose weight or some sort of ridiculous, basic, nondescript goal that has no real measurement outside of some pounds or numbers on the scale that don't really confirm that my body's healthier, stronger, fitter, better in any way. And it became about living at my body's max potential. Understanding that when you're living at your maximum potential, your max potential continues to grow. Because as you work at your maximum potential, just as you work at anything in life, you're going to get better and more skilled. And the more skilled you get, the more you can push. And the more you can push, the more you're going to go, the further you're going to go. You see, when I decided to be a healthy person, all those things that failed me in the past, all of a sudden, weren't failing. They were working for me. My understanding of nutrition, of health, of fitness, all began to work for me. Even though when I had all the knowledge and I could do all the activities, I wasn't getting where I wanted to be. And when it comes to wealth, so many people think, no, wealth, it requires other people. You can't control it. No, if you're poor, you're poor. Screw it, you're a moron if you think that wealth requires anything inside of you. Really? Because you see, oftentimes, people misjudge wealth. They think it is something that is in the exterior world, that it's all external. But in truth, if you give a homeless man $200,000 or $1 million, as they've made documentaries of doing, that man will spend that money and he will be homeless again. You give a family who's always been broke and only believes that they are broke, and they win the lottery, what happens? They become broke again. Time and time again, people who get a large amount of wealth, who have never really changed the way in which they think of wealth, lose it. Whereas you can take a man who has absolutely nothing, but thinks in a wealthy way. He understands the ideas of money, and he understands the value he can offer the world, and he is completely broke. But all of a sudden he makes a fortune. And then something happens, right? Something happens and he loses that entire fortune. Everyone goes, ha! You see? He knows nothing. It just happens that way. Some people make money, some people lose money. But then all of a sudden that same man comes back and makes another fortune. You see, men and women have succeeded at making and losing fortune time and time again. But for the person who was impoverished in their mind, no matter how much money they made, they couldn't keep a hand on it. And they eventually ended up broke. Whereas no matter how much money they lose, when they had wealth in their mind, when they were wealthy people, it didn't matter if they were broke. It didn't matter if they were rich. They kept making money. You see, when you have love in your life, when you are being loving, instead of just trying to do loving things. When you try to do loving things, it ostracizes people. People wonder what your angle is. It pushes them away because they're questioning, what are your motives? But when you are being a loving person, all of a sudden, people start looking around and going, oh, this is a wonderful person to be around. They don't have to question your angle. They don't have to question your motivation because it is who you are. You see, the major problem with all these programs, all these systems, all these techniques are not that they don't work. It's that they don't align with who you are. They don't work on bringing out your greatness, on bringing out what it is you need to bring out of yourself to make your success. It doesn't matter what area it is. You can be a great computer programmer or you can do great computer programming. But when you fully engage, when it becomes part of who you are in your personal identity, you then realize that you can achieve a greater balance with it. You can achieve a greater success and a greater joy. It doesn't matter what the activity is. It doesn't matter what it is you wish to achieve. When you want to live a good life, it's all about stop doing stuff and start being what it is that you want. So stop right now. Stop looking for the next answer. Stop looking for the next system. And start shifting your body, your mind, to being what it is that you want to be. Whether you want to be happier, healthier, wealthier, or more loving, or you want something else in this broad universe. Take the time right now and convince yourself that you need to stop doing the things and start being, and know that your actions will come naturally. Because you will never do actions greater than yourself. So take that moment right now and take that moment and decide what you want to be and who you want to be so that you can get to where you want to get to.